Peace, love, and greetings to all United fans and football lovers worldwide. This is Mr. Structure, your host. This is the United Real Therapy. We're getting stuck into Crystal Palace versus Manchester United preview. Shout me out in the comments, people, if I'm live. I had a couple of technical difficulties the other day when I was trying to do match reaction United against Chelsea. But here we are, people. A lot of you have been asking me and haunting me for a while in these streets and all over social media, asking me to start this channel. But anyway, let's get stuck in. We're playing Crystal Palace tomorrow at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace, we all have that memories, don't we, guys? First game of the season, we all have that. We all have that memory. First game of the season at Old Trafford in the sun. And what happened? You know, we got done on pace. There are actually a couple of times that we've played in the last couple of years where we've played Crystal Palace under the stewardship of Roy Hodgson. They've always counter-attacked us. They've always known. They've always come with a game plan. And I think Crystal Palace are one of those teams that know how to play against the big teams. They know how to set up. They know what their strengths are. They know what their weaknesses. They usually do what we were doing last season to the big teams in terms of counter-attacking them, soaking pressure. And that could happen again to us tomorrow, even though I think this is a different game and a different part of the season. How many of you would have said after that game, Man United would be second, saying that we're, 12 points or over 10 points behind Man City right now? How many of you would have thought we would be where we are right now? So our season has been like this, but we're still holding on to that second position. And I think tomorrow we have to put a stamp on it. I've titled the show, thanks, PR. You could be my PR, no problem. Big up, brother. Big up to you too as well, man. Big up to everybody who's in the comments. I would just think tomorrow we have to come out. We have to take the game by the scruff of the neck and go and get the 3 points. I want to mainly go into that midfield creativity. I think McFred, we're getting a bit tired of seeing those two play. Not that we're not getting any sort of creativity from those two in terms of the passing. Obviously, Scott McTominay sometimes plays as the number 8, and he's box to box, and he's got a good shot on him. He can score goals. But as he showed against Chelsea, when we had that breakaway, and there was 3, I think it was 4 against 2. That's including McTominay with the ball. And there's 3 Man United players in and around the box, and he couldn't pick out one of them. It's not his fault. Footballers, the certain footballers, they have their quality. They're limited in certain sense. I think Fred is tenacious and wins the ball back, but he's not quality on the ball in terms of passing. He hasn't got that quality unless the ball is just straight through and teams who play high line against us. Then McTominay or Fred, anybody, you know what I mean? You don't have to be a fantastic footballer to find those passes, because all you have to do is get through. Shout out Malcolm McKenzie in there. Exactly what I'm going to come up to. I titled the show Creativity. What do we need, Man United? There is this incredible myth among the fan base. There's this myth among some of the pundits. Some of them are Muppets as well. You know, some of them are good pundits. Some of them are Muppets. You know, we all know. I don't have to go deep into that. But there's this myth that all of a sudden Van der Beek is a number 10. Van der Beek has never been number 10. He's not your traditional number 10. He's never been traditional number 10. He's not a guy who's got a trick in him like Bruno, who can take the ball in between the lines. Van der Beek is a guy who can find fantastic space. That's who Van der Beek is. Van der Beek is a guy who can find fantastic space in the box. But Van der Beek, his work rate is brilliant. He's got brilliant tackle on him. But we've not even been allowed to see that. If Van der Beek doesn't play tomorrow, it just brings about all this speculation and all our fears that this guy, genuinely, we start feeling so bad for him that as soon as the summer transfer opens, he needs to leave Man United. I know some of you think, oh, you're going over the top. It takes players time to settle in. I won't mind if Scott McTominay, if Matic, if Fred, we're all having an absolute blinding seasons. And Van der Beek would have to just absolutely every time he got this opportunity, will have to have a worldie for him to even get into that first team. But let's get real, people. Scott McTominay is scoring a couple of goals. In terms of his tackling and passing the ball and creating things, he's not up to it. Fred, exactly the same. Matic, we don't even see him for a long time. We don't even see him playing for a long time. So tomorrow, I need to see Van der Beek. Van der Beek can play as a number 8. He's a better goal scorer than all the other 3. He is a better intelligent movement in the box than all the other 3. He has to play tomorrow. He has to play tomorrow. And the thing about it is that tomorrow we're not going to have that much time, especially in their half, because we all know what Crystal Palace are going to do. Crystal Palace are most likely going to soak up pressure, and they will then look to counter us with AU. I mean, Sahar might be back tomorrow as well, and Townsend. We know the script already. Most of you United fans, if you watched the past 2 seasons, you know how Crystal Palace play against Man United. We need to go and score. We need to get goals. We need to get some confidence back in this team. That's what we need. Van der Beek has to start tomorrow. He has to. He's trained more than, so he didn't even get on against Chelsea. So he's had a couple of training than Cavani. I mean, listen to Ollie's presser today. Ollie's saying, oh, Cavani is a touch and go. See how he reacts. I mean, this just shows you people. That's why I am Mr. Structure. Your host, Mr. Structure. The reason why I've got that nickname is because I talk about Man United structure, where all of you fans, all of you Man United lovers, all of you Man United supporters throughout the world want to see Man United getting back to the top. Okay, thank you for Harris, Rafiq. Nice one, brother. Thank you for letting me know. Well, I was hearing there might be rumours he might be coming back for the Man United game. So I'm not a Crystal Palace fan, but that's what I heard through the grapevine. So maybe maybe Man United game must come a bit too soon for him tomorrow. But we know they've got other threats. They've got Benteke. They've got pace up the park. And Man United struggle against pace, right? We struggle against pace, and I can see that. I like the way we played against Chelsea in terms of the first half. We pressed halfway. But we could only do that because Chelsea were playing Giroud. Giroud hasn't got pace. I'm telling you, me and Giroud, I've got a dodgy knee. I've had about 3-4 operations on this knee, and I could get in a race with Giroud. I'm telling you guys. So Giroud was never going to threaten Man United in behind. Hence why Man United compacted the game, pushed up to the halfway line, squeezed that middle, and made it a midfield battle, and then made it a more even game other than us sitting back. Tomorrow, we have to box clever. We have to, when the time comes where we can squeeze the play, we have to be able to squeeze the play. But when the times, we cannot all just be defending from our own 6 yards. Because Crystal Palace will have some counter-attacks. They might come out aggressive. They've been struggling recently. So they might think, we know when Man United come to town, people. We know when Man United come to town, what happens. Everybody then turns to Ronaldinho. Everybody wants to put themselves in a shop window. Everybody wants to impress because a lot of them are internationals. They want to all impress their managers. Maybe they want to play in the Euros. So a lot of the players tomorrow for Crystal Palace will think, right, Man United have not been in great form. Their league form has not been that great lately. We can, under the lights tomorrow, we can get at Man United. We've already beaten this team. We know how to beat them. Man United need to get out there, and we have to show. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just going to tell you my team. I don't want to turn this into a long video. Most of you know I can waffle with the best of them, but I don't want to turn it into a long video. But tomorrow, Bailly is vital. Bailly has to start tomorrow. Bailly, Maguire, he makes Maguire look like a £50 million defender when Bailly plays, because they've got pace. We need to be aggressive. Bailly has to play. Obviously, the 2 fullbacks pick themselves. Maguire. In midfield tomorrow, a lot of people are saying Matic. I did think about Matic, but then I did say, you know what? Crystal Palace are they're not massive aerial ball threats. I think maybe Fred and Van der Beek can play, because we have to move the ball. We have to be tenacious enough. And one good thing I like about Fred, maybe Fred can play for half or 60 minutes, and then we can bring Matic on. Tomorrow, for me, I will leave out McTominay. That's me personally. I will leave out McTominay, right? I will leave out McTominay. tomorrow, because I just think I will rest him. He's just come back. He's played almost a full game against Chelsea. He was injured. So we need his energy to be for when we go to the Etihad. Shout out to any City fans in this building. That's how I refer to it. I don't know it as the Etihad. You know what I mean? It's the Etihad. That's how we know it. Those of us who are Reds in Manchester, we know as that place is the Etihad. So we save him for the trip to the Etihad. McTominay, I will rest him tomorrow. And I will play Fred. So Fred and Matic, I would take turns for them. So maybe Matic plays for 60 minutes and then we bring Fred on. Or maybe Fred plays for 60 minutes and we bring Matic on. So that's what I would do in midfield. Obviously, Bruno just in front. I would... Cavani, would you risk it? If all he's saying is touch and go, yo, big up, man. Big up to all the comments. I'll come to the comments in a minute, but I'll just carry on picking the team. If Cavani's fit, yeah, I think Martial is being out of sorts. You know what I mean? I'm the original Martial FC. Most of you know that. Most of you who've been chatting to me about Man United, most of you know I'm original Man UFC. You know what I mean? So we have to, if Cavani can play tomorrow, start Cavani. Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right, Cavani up top, and the three in midfield I already picked. Bruno, Fred, and Van der Beek. And bring Martial on if he has to come on. Now, I'll just take, if any of you got any questions or anything like that, I'll go to the comment section. But that's the team I will pick tomorrow. I don't need to go in too much detail about how Crystal Palace play because I'm not a Crystal Palace fan. But maybe in the future previews, I will get somebody who's a Crystal Palace fan and they can tell us about Crystal Palace. All I know is that they've not been on great form. But one thing about Crystal Palace is that against the big teams, especially the Manchester teams, they always trouble us. I see them beat City a couple of seasons ago. You know, nobody else beat City at City's ground, and they did it. So they've got players, and they've got a manager. They've got a way of playing that's drilled into them. That's one thing about Roy Hodgson. He has a system, he has a style of playing, as a system, and the players are drilled into. But obviously, lately, they've not been on great form. And I expect for them to turn it on, but we have to match them. There's going to be a battle and a fight tomorrow. We have to win the battle and the fight, and then hopefully we'll be able to play our football, and we will be able to get a couple of goals. But the creativity in midfield is what's killing us without Pogba. Without Pogba, people are like, obviously, that's another thing, but I will do a video on Pogba. We have, honestly, serious limits. Even if you're one of those fans who doesn't like Pogba, who hates Pogba, you have to be able to say, we have missed Pogba, be able to create from there. Because before he got injured, his form was fantastic. He was one of the best players. He was one of the best players in the Premier League. He's up there. His stats were up there as one of the best players in the Premier League. Forget even the best players for Man United. So we definitely have missed him. And we need the creativity from midfield to be able to supply. Even if a Cavani comes back, we saw it against Chelsea. Obviously, that's a top 6 game, a big 6 game, and that's a big game. Obviously, both teams are a bit hesitant, not willing to risk it, you know, in case they lose the game. But even with other small teams, Man United, we don't create. We do things in moments. We are Moments FC. You know, a lot of people have said Moments FC. 20 minutes here or there, half an hour here or there, we turn it on. But we're not constantly creating, we're not putting the ball, whipping the ball in and creating chances for our strikers. And the only way to do that is to play someone that Donny van der Beek, give him a chance. Even though I personally think Donny van der Beek and players like him who've not played, it takes at least 4 or 5 games to get into your flow, for everything to become second nature. And with his two-touch football, with his movement in the area, and with his tenaciousness in the tackle and being able to hold. The thing about Donny van der Beek is that some of the fan base misunderstand. He's a fantastic, fantastic player. He's an intelligent player. And I'm bigging him up so much. He'd probably play and have a stinker, and then you go, oh, come at me at the comments. But you know what? I'm here. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm here to give an opinion. But I'll go to some of the comments, man. Thank you for the interaction. This channel, I just want to say, is about building a community. I won't be able to do this, you know, without you guys. I'm going to definitely need your help, guys. I'm going to need all of the other brothers like Sever and, you know, Saeed. I'm going to need, you know, the likes of Flawless, JV, all these people to come on. People will come on here. I've got ideas for podcasts. I've got ideas for segments that we can do. We can do a Premier League reaction after the weekend, or maybe on a Monday night. We can do something after the Straight Jacket podcast. So I've got loads of great ideas for this channel, but it will not be possible without you guys, because at the end of the day, it's about community, it's about interacting. It's about interacting with you guys, like how I interact with you guys on Twitter, those of you who follow me. And I just want to go back to the banner, in terms of the banner, there it is. Those of you can follow me on Twitter, that guy Red Devil. And I will just say, any questions. If any of you got any questions, get the questions in and let me know how you feel. We've got 40 people watching, so please, to build the channel, to be part of this community, I would be really grateful if you could hit that like button, if you hit that share button, and if you hit that subscribe button, to those of you who have not subscribed, definitely. I want to also, you know what, while I'm on this, I really want to just, you know, I'm the context guy. I'm the guy who's always bringing about when I started watching football and when I started loving football. Ian St. John passed away today, a Liverpool legend, and also a broadcaster. When I came to this country in 1990, when I would turn it on the TV, football was Ian St. John. This is before the Premier League, people. I know some of your heads are going to blow because you think football has always been about Premier League. No, there was the first division, right? What is the Championship? That used to be the top league in terms of that Premier League. That used to be the first division, second division, third division, fourth division, right? That's what used to be. And Ian St. John was a brilliant broadcaster. Even though at the time when I came, couldn't really speak English, but I understood that him and Greavesy knew about what they were doing about football. And my thoughts are with him and all his family. And my thoughts are with the Liverpool fans, because when things like this happen, we have to put rivalries aside. And all of you in the comments using my government name, it's Mr. Structure. So I'll be grateful if you refer to me from now on, guys, as Mr. Structure, the host of this United Real Therapy. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions coming through? Any questions about tomorrow? Starting. All right. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, brother. Yes, brother. Thank you. Yes, definitely. You know what? Rest in peace to Ian St. John, a football broadcasting legend, and also a legend of Liverpool Football Club. And we always, when things like this happen, we have to put the rivalries aside. And we have to, you know, pay our condolences to his family, to friends, and the wider Liverpool fan base out there. So let's see. I have a question tomorrow, Mr. Structure. Oh, I've already said it. I don't know if you've been here. I've already said it, so I'll go through it again tomorrow. It's obviously David De Gea. I'll have to do a video on David De Gea. I'm definitely going to do a video on David De Gea, but I would start with Dave tomorrow because he made a good save against Chelsea. He kept us in it. So even though not many, he didn't have to deal with many shots against Chelsea. So De Gea, Bailly, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, midfield, I will start with Fred and Van der Beek. Bruno, obviously, just in front of them. And the top three, if Cavani is fit, I will start Cavani, Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right. That's my 11. That's my 11. Any other questions, guys? This video, you know me, I have no concept of time sometimes as well. Send your message in, man. Send your questions in. Sorry, definitely. I've already said that, Christian. I've already said that he will definitely start. I would definitely start Donny van de Beek tomorrow. If Donny van de Beek doesn't start tomorrow, then we know there's an agenda. There is an absolute agenda, and those rumors that we're all hearing that Ollie wanted Grealish, but the club got him Donny van de Beek, you know, and that goes straight to what my name is on here, Mr. Structure. It goes to the heart of the structure. If you cannot buy the players that the managers ask for, do not buy them. Third choice, fourth choice. Like that's been the history of Man United in the last 7 to 8 years. Let's see what this comment is here. Without Pogba's creativity in our midfield, yeah, of course, brother. Of course, exactly. I think even those who I understand, I can kind of understand if you put, you know, discriminatory or prejudice aside, those who Just don't like Pogba and don't like Pogba's agent talking too much. Even those would have to admit that Pogba's form before he got injured was brilliant. I don't know. I don't know what, you know what, if he was really quick, I would say definitely. If he was really quick, definitely. I think definitely as a wing back. If we ever played Bailly or we played Bailly, sure. If you play like 5 at the back, definitely. Definitely. Okay, here we go. Torman 638. Mr. Structure, as a comical as Maguire can be, I would sell Lindelof. His cowardly pretend defending pisses me off more than Maguire moving like a lorry. Big up, Torman 638. Big up, man. You know what? Yeah. You know, one thing I would say is that we always can see Uncle Bailly is the best centre-half we have at Man United. But unfortunately, Uncle Bailly can never stay fit for, let's say, 10, 15, 20 games. And obviously, for one reason or the other, we know Ollie has his favourites. You know, I love Ollie. I think he's done some great things at Man United. I think we're on a journey and he's learning on a job. That is facts. Everybody can see that. But he has got his favourites. And I think he thinks and he rates Maguire and Lindelof. I thought, to be fair to them, because I always call it as I see it, you know, I never want to be agenda driven. The only agenda you will ever have from this channel is Glazers and Woodward out. That's the only agenda. But I thought they played well together on against Chelsea. But that was Chelsea that was doing a bit of cat and mouse. You know, that game was a cat and mouse game. But we'll see. But tomorrow, because of the pace which and the strength and the pace that Crystal Palace possess up front, Bailly has to start, because we all know Bailly's not going to play against Man City. We all know that. We already know. Honestly, if the team was cruising, big up with that old school Man United top. Is that what I can see there? Yeah, it's an old school sharp, man. You're taking me back. That kit, man. I really like that kit. Ahmad, if the team was already fluid, we had a way of playing, we were playing really good football, then I could think maybe Ahmad can come off the bench if we're winning and the team's 2 or 3 up. But at this moment in time, throwing an 18-year-old into this, I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it. But maybe on the bench, if we need him for the last 15 minutes, you know, if it is like the game that we think it is, if it's going to be similar to the game where it's stagnating, where it is like, you know, Man United is passing the ball from side to side, then maybe I would take a chance on him, because I would think, you know what, we need a player who's going to do something different. We need a player that's going to do something different. Then I would put him on, but definitely not nowhere in the starting lineup or anything like that. Yo, big up the brothers, man. Yo, big up, man. Big up United Sauce and Wingers, man. Yes, brother. Love, brother. Love. Love, man. Love to you and your family, man, on a newborn, man. Enough respect. Let's get to some of these comments, people. Let's get to some of these comments. Ollie spent 300 million so far. Harry Maguire is that the worst defender ever. I wouldn't say, because I actually think that Jose Mourinho wanted Harry Maguire. But to me, like I said at the time, the videos are out there on United Central. I said it. I said to Saeed, I said it to everybody. I said, 80 million. This guy's not worth 80 million. We should go and get somebody else. I did say that at the time. I think Wan-Bissaka at that time was worth 50 million, in and around there, because of his age and the fantastic season he's had. And I think that, the only part of his game, 2 parts of his game, Aaron Bissaka has to work on, is his positioning on that back post when we're getting attacked or getting counter-attacked. And he has to work on his final delivery in the final third. He has to work on that. But I think he's learning. He's a young player. He's learning. I definitely think that we need to get him some competition. I mean, getting another right back while Williams there might not be the top priority. The top priority for Man United is a holding midfielder and a specialist midfielder who can pass the ball. Somebody who can pass the ball from deep, who can create from deep, and can also protect the defense. a right winger for me, because Man United in the last 8 years, we've not had a right winger, and we can't just wait on the development of the 18-year-old like Ahmed. We need to go and get somebody who can play now, and a striker. Excuse me. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yes. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video about Pogba, the situation about Pogba, and you'll see that I'll break it down. But I will just say, Pogba was part of this project with Jose Mourinho and Zlatan. Paul Pogba is the player that's left right there. He was no longer. So Paul Pogba is not being fully fit. In the past couple of years since the World Cup, he's been picking up injuries right, left, and centre. We know Riola comes out, and sometimes, like you, I get frustrated and think the Paul Pogba that is done. We need to, because he's a super talented footballer. We need him to go move on and go to Real Madrid and go to maybe. I don't think. Why would he go back to Juventus? That's the only thing I'm like, Paul. Why would you want to go back to Juventus if you're gonna go and move on? You play for Juventus. You play for United. Juventus. You come back to United, go on and play for Real Madrid or Barcelona or one of those teams to go on, you know what I mean, achieve something. Because I think Paul Pogba deserves to play in the Champions League final. Paul Pogba deserves to contest for the league title. And Man United, we didn't. We bought Paul Pogba and Mourinho and Zlatan, and we thought, oh, we're going to win the league. That's not how it works. You have to build the team. You have to build the team. Shout out to Atul Sagaragan. Harry Maguire has got four relegations on his name. How on earth did he become a second highest signing of all time? Well, they've got magicians in Leicester, mate. Magicians. Don't get me wrong. Harry Maguire was a decent defender for Leicester. I mean, most of you can remember he scored that last minute. I think he scored a last minute equaliser against us with Jose when we were defending. Just next to David De Gea. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Harry Maguire is a good player. Do I think Harry Maguire is a leader? No, I don't think he's a leader. Do I think Harry Maguire is limited in the way he does? Defenses now, centre halves, to be that special, you have to have pace. If I'm going to pay 80 million for you, you're going to have pace. Maguire doesn't have a pace. I said it all along. So I'm telling you, at Leicester, they've got Harry Maguire photos all over their boardroom, and they're still shaking their head going, we've got 80 million for it. 80 million for it. You know, that's how they're moving. That's how they're moving. Mohamed Eden. Now, why would he go to Real Madrid or Barcelona? Because unfortunately, even though Spanish football, because of the Corona madness and obviously not having fans in the stadium, of course, there's real problems, especially at Barcelona. I was reading the other day, their former CEO got arrested. It is absolute madness. That's how. Listen, that's how bad it is over there. That's how the fans are so, and the whole of Catalonia is the Barcelona Football Club. It's the crown in that region of Spain. It's called Catalonia. Spain is made up. It's a country made up of different regions, and Catalonians see themselves. They have this independent mindset. They want to be independent from Spain. Look how bad it is, right? The chairman of Barcelona Football Club got arrested. That's how mad it is. It was like Aaron on it. Yo, check out Aaron, man. Shout out to my. No, that's not Aaron. Yo, these glasses, man. I need to get back to. I need to get back to Specsavers. I thought that was Aaron in the comments. But anyway, guys, thank you for this interaction. There's 48 of you watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please share this. Like I said in the intro video, share it with your nan, share it with the dogs. Tell everybody to come be part of this community that we're building here, where the real therapy is. But anyway, I've been your host, Mr. Structure. Those of you who are on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. You know what? I've just by accidentally, see, I'm getting used to this technology. I've just deleted my Twitter handle. But that guy Red Devil on Twitter, guys. That guy Red Devil on Twitter. I don't want this. I wanted this to be 10 minutes, but because I was enjoying the interaction so much, I've carried on. So big up to each and one of you, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, for coming on and for coming on here and interacting with me. I'll just quickly answer your question. Before I leave. What's the latest on Sanchez? Do you want him? Yeah, I always said we need a right winger. But when I see Sancho playing for Dortmund, he's mainly on the left-hand side. You know what? I think the way Dortmund and Woodward and the rest of the Muppets and Man United boardroom messed us about during the summer was shameful. And the way they messed him about was shameful as well. So I just think that we need to maybe go and look for somebody else that is a proper right winger that can go and create. I don't want a right winger that's going to just, it would be great if we can get a guy who can score goals and can then also provide. But we need more creativity in this team. I want somebody that can beat people, can put a beautiful ball in for our strikers or midfielders that are running from deep. That's what we need. That's what I grew up with Man United. I grew up with the Kanchelskis. I grew up with Beckham. I grew up with Ronaldo, right? This is just the midfield players and the right wingers that I grew up with, right? So Man United need to get back to something like that. If Jadon Sancho is going to come, Jadon Sancho has to understand he's playing as a right winger, not on the left. And for Dortmund, sometimes they use him on the left-hand side and because he can come in on his right foot. But anyway, guys, this has gone on longer than that I wished it to go on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please smash a like I said, share the video and interact with me on Twitter. It's been an absolute pleasure and big up to everyone again. And I can't stress that enough. Big up to all of you. And I hopefully see you again. I'll be doing a video on Pogba. I'll be doing a video on David De Gea. I'll be doing a video on the Glazers. We'll be doing something called segment called Glazer Watch. Glazer Watch, people. Glazer and Woodward Watch. That's what the segment is going to be called. But love and respect to all of you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Peace, love, light, always, people.